Narcotics, the only thing out of that, we had a guy that this was in the 700 block of East 19th Street. This was yesterday afternoon, about 3:45. And he was in a pickup truck, and he had driven into the lot and apparently lost consciousness and hit a parked car. Somebody saw him slumped over and then called police. The officers got there. The truck was still running, still in gear. The doors were locked. The driver was slumped over the steering wheel. The officers saw, where was it at? He had a syringe still in his hand. They ended up breaking out the window to get entry into there. He was completely unresponsive, and they used some Narcan to revive him. He was checked out. Well, actually, the ambulance came and took him to the hospital, and he was cleared medically. The syringe that he had some meth in it. There was some, I think he had a pill. What's that at? Yeah, there was a loose prescription pill that was found in his pocket. There's some other bag that had some powder in it that they didn't test, so we'll work on figuring that out. But he ended up being fine. He was arrested for DWI first, possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, ingestion of controlled substance, and then no insurance. Yep, was it?
I was gonna say, so he's out of the hospital.
Yeah, he was taken to the hospital yesterday, and then basically once they're cleared medically, that there's no other issues or problems, then they're released. And in this case, once he was released, he was taken from the hospital to jail. His last name is Story, Story. First is Alex, Alex. Middle is Michael, Michael. And he's 29, from Sioux Falls. The only other thing I wanted to touch on is I think this is a really good example of why all officers carry Narcan. This is something that we started a few years ago, and actually it gets used on a pretty regular basis. I don't have any specific numbers on how often it does, but just talking, I know that it gets used on a regular basis. It's one of those drugs that's kind of if you have somebody that's unresponsive, they're able to give it to them. It's not going to harm the person, but certainly in a case where somebody is unconscious and if they are under the influence of some drugs, then it could revive them. So this is a great example of why. Certainly the fire department has that. Ambulance would have have that as well. But just having the officers have that available to them can really bring somebody back and can end up saving their life.